Good evening and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight you're joining us for NECC Valorant. We've got a special encore match of Boise State going up against University of Oregon. It's the Broncos versus the Ducks in a best-of-3 match. It's been a very exciting postseason for NECC Valorant. We'll see if the Broncos can't keep up their good performance so far. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I'm joined by Artemis Rain. Got all of the action for you here today. And Artie, the interesting thing about this stage is we're going to an opening stage that we haven't seen in quite a bit.
Yeah, we're starting out on Split, and for the last few weeks, we have favored starting out on Ascent, which is kind of it seems like our testing the waters map, so to speak, for a lot of teams. It gives you the opportunity to understand if they're really really good at locking down lanes, if they are really good at posting and holding up a corner and getting great entry picks, or if they're really good at retake. Now, Split is a little bit different because the mid section of the map is so large, and there's a lot of cover that the mid area provides. So I'm really interested to see how this first one goes.
And Boise State, no matter who they're going up against, of course, in the postseason, they're always going to have good teams to go up against. But no matter who they're going up against, they want to follow a few key pieces of advice that we have for them, and that's Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. And that's going to be to focus angles, flank, know your win condition, count cards and call abilities, and of course, click heads. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. And you also get the chance to take a look at the opening lineup that we have for Valorant. It's 5 players that we have come to know very well throughout the season. And we have names that we are very familiar with. We have Skies, Damio, Aldum, JBag, and Rariana. Opening lineup brought to you by Count Identity Trust Global Network. Delivers real-time fraud prevention, account protection, and enables personalized customer experiences. More than 9,000 leading brands. So now that we're ready to head toward Split, I have to wonder what the choices are going to be, because we've been on Ascent for so long. We can actually see the picks and bans. We are going to be going over to Ascent. So for those of you who were worried that we might have a little bit too much variety in our lives, don't worry. We're going back to what we all know. Haven and Pearl being the ones that have been banned out, though, for this match.
There was too much spice in our life, apparently.
Yep.
But, I mean, okay, so Fracture is one that's, again, it's kind of one of those love-hate maps. I adore it. I know a lot of people hate it, but we'll focus on Ascent for now. And what type of agents do we think we might see? I mean, the Sage play is pretty standard on this map because you can lock down the Heaven rotation onto site, which is great. You can sometimes see a Viper, sometimes a KJ, but definitely probably a lot of... There most definitely will either be a Sage, or I anticipate a Sky, or both, and probably a Jet or a Reyna.
We can only hope that we might see one of the newer agents, specifically Gecko, since we always like seeing Wingman be brought into the mix. But at this high level of competition, it's mostly only a dream for us at this point. We also see, since we're seeing B here, sometimes if you're wanting to change it up on the Sentinel play, sometimes we see Cypher used to very good effect here, especially with the camera placement you can get on B site. Just get a clear view over Garage. You keep an eye over it. Set up your tripwires. Do Cypher things. It's a lot more fun when you're playing than it is watching. I'll say that.
Unless you're the person playing into the Cypher.
That is true. Then you can't take 2 steps without looking left and right at every single right angle that you can imagine.
And every doorway or midpoint, you're inching as opposed to actually walking because you're listening for that tripwire, and you're just like, oh, where is it? Where is it? And then you're like, okay, do I destroy it and let them know I'm here, or do I just walk away? Questions that every Valorant player has to ask.
Well, here we go. Boise State versus University of Oregon. Broncos versus the Ducks in this NECC Encore match. We're just about ready to head down to the field and see what both of these teams fancy in terms of their agent selection. For Boise State, we were to talk about the Cypher. Both of them have decided to go for it.
Cypher and Sky on both sides, as well as a Viper. The difference here is that we're going to be going with a Omen on the side of the Broncos, whereas the Ducks are going to be pulling out an Astra. Then we have Raze. So borderline mirror picks, it's just Omen versus Astra. Who's going to provide the most util and be most effective in these two lineups?
Well, Bombot's going to get mowed down pretty quickly in mid, and we actually see a move up towards Heaven, and once JBag is dislodged from that position, that opens up A completely for the Ducks to go rolling in. Boise State is going to go try to recapture through ropes. Yeah, their Cypher also just moving up toward A long. It doesn't even look like Oregon's going to be going for a full push toward A as they're rotating through sewers.
Sky is inching forward on the Raze. Going to round this corner into a firing squad. Picks up one. It's a trade. Kongas also sends Skies to respawn for the next round.
Ariana gets a pick against Jay. Oldham moving up towards A long. He is smoked off, but he might get right in the face of this Raze. Plant goes down for Oregon. Now Boise State They're even in terms of the amount of players, that they have a slight lead in health so long as they check this angle, which they do. Damio picks up Grok. Now there's 2 left, and both are very low on health. There's only the Viper, and 1 body shot is going to do it. Bronco's going to pick up that first round.
Oregon is going to manage to get plant points, but Broncos also get defuse points, so it's a null game there. However, Broncos with 2 left standing means that we're probably going to see a slightly different bonus round for this first buy than we normally see.
Well, I mean,
say that as someone pulls out a judge.
yeah, that's quite interesting. I mean, technically, I suppose it's the most expensive of its weapon class, but still pretty cheap at that.
Guys, I'm concerned. Am I going to see you double blast pack in and just try to judge like someone in the face? But
man.
See, I'm starting to have anxiety already.
Yeah.
My brain is going to a dark place. If Skies double blast packs in, thinks it's like 1 or 2 people, and it's everybody.
Right now, there isn't much of a chance of running into everybody since U of O is pretty much split up. There's only 2 in mid right now. One of them's moving back to pick up the spike. Damio's going to smoke off garage. And none of the routes here for Oregon are really free of any util. Everything has some abilities, some agents covering them.
The Sky is creeping up through garage to at B site by themselves, possibly looking just to be a distraction for the rest of their squad, but they need to time it perfectly, and I think that timing is off considering we're about to have exchange fire over near A site heaven. Yes, the util's been used, so yeah, our Omen's aware that there's no need for him to stay there. Rihanna finds 2, and I believe the 3rd's going to back off.
Crowd making work out of this Sheriff. Gets a double. And the plant is going to go down by Grok.
He's got 13 health in a dream right now. Man's going to round this corner. He has to be careful, and that takes a Sheriff shot to the head.
And the Sheriff play has been working out for Oregon thus far. Despite the fact that this should be a round that Boise State takes just on the gun advantage.
Come on, Rihanna, you got
Needs
this.
to make sure, yeah, okay, that's the end.
Oh!
That's gonna bite. And a thrifty for the Ducks. That's gonna mean Boise State's planned strategy of just going all in on the bonus is not gonna work out for round 3. Oregon should be able to purchase up to a full loadout.
I'm the annoying teammate who sticks with the pistol on round 2, so this would mean no difference to me.
That is true. Congus has decided to use the judge for himself.
Oh no. Alright, Congus. Good luck.
See how good of an angle he can get, how much he can close that distance. Emil sets up the camera, waiting for one of them to peek through the wall. Doesn't look like anyone is moving in quite yet. Wall goes down. Ariana getting ready with the crosshair placement. Dart lands onto Jay. And one shot just misses his head. And Jay takes out Damien instead.
Skies!
But what a flank.
Paint shells, Hawk both used. We lose Skies. I mean, it's a Phantom versus 2 Sheriffs. Unfortunately, I think both players peaked at different times. Grok will also find Rihanna, so J-Bag, it's all up to you. A Sheriff, that big iron, and a dream.
Inez, it's not just the Sheriff. There is going to be so much that he has to go through in terms of what this Astra can place down, or even then, Jay's just going to get right in his face, and one shot to the head, and he's taken out. Now Oregon gets into a slight lead. This could have been the start of something great, this flank that Boise State brought out through sewers. They only managed to get them 2 picks. Boise State is going to be able to match Oregon in the rifles this round, but in terms of shields, not able to match.
Hey, remember, to a lot of people, full shields are overrated because if you take a headshot from a Vandal, you're dead anyway.
That is true.
You're relying on people having bad aim for a full shield to work anyway, so...
But at the same time, it means the Phantom is now essentially a Vandal as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And we are seeing a good amount of Phantoms being brought out, as this is a stage that tends to be a bit more diverse in terms of the ARs people like to favor. Bounce just waiting to peek this angle. The wall's going to go up, and they're going to move forward. This is a route that the Ducks have taken a lot so far this round. And you only have 3 rounds, but for a good amount of those 3 rounds, they've moved up toward heaven. Rariana is just going to try to wait, get something lined up, is going to bail on that sight line. It might not be the right call.
J-Bag is very low over on B site. It's going to get healed up by our Sky.
A slight move over toward ropes. They might try to all group up together in mid, push through to B heaven. Gonna take a look up the stairwell. Not quite gonna see anyone there.
30 seconds
they
left.
slowly check the angles, or maybe it is a fake out. Rariana has been waiting for them. Is gonna get driven back by the paint shells.
I know exactly.
Already, Oregon is using their neural theft. Going to get info on where Boise State is, but Damio just rips right through him, picking up a double for himself before he gets taken out. Oldham takes out.
It's a 2v1.
Oh,
caught neutral.
Well, I mean, they stalled him out enough on time that, okay.
That's something we rarely see happen, but I'll take it. I'm sure the Broncos will take it as well.
And this was a great way to kind of neutralize the threat that that neural theft brought out. I was thinking for sure Oregon would just be able to get someone to plant down in that circumstance. And now we're seeing 2 judges from Boise State.
You know, at least we're not seeing, like, in the days of old, an Operator and an Odin pulled out right now. So I'll take 2 judges. I'll judge less in this instance.
Move past A, taking this familiar route.
Oh, this guy saw the Cypher camera right above their head. Oh!
And it finally pays
Free gun.
off.
Free gun.
Boise State will take that, say thank you very much, and then slowly move over toward the retake. Oldham hanging out in ropes. He has the opportunity to get kind of a good flank on 2 of these players as they're not looking in that direction, but it is always risky moving up those ropes.
Oh, Rihanna, no! Halfway through the cast of the Viper's pit. That's tragic. Bounce is going to use one of their swarm grenades.
Spike planted.
And she gets some cover, and there is the enemy Viper's pit. That is going to be a rough situation for the Broncos to find their way through.
Oldham doing basically what you have to do. You have to just take the damage on the chin and just try to sniff out that Viper. That doesn't work out, and the spray there. Congus is going to get J-Bag before he can land any shots. And Oregon proven to be a very tough foe so far. And that was another also, I think, rifle round for Boise State. I think 2 of them was, yeah, it was. They're having to save. 2 of them went for a judge, but 3 of them went for rifles, if I'm not mistaken, last round. So they're going to be forced onto more eco. This is the first time I've really seen a huge push from the Ducks through Garage to threaten B.
Ooh, okay, so we popped Seekers. OSU pop Seekers, apologies. We did end up using Showstopper. Rihanna's going to go down to Congus.
Goes down. J-Bag finds himself
Runaway.
pushed back. Oh my goodness, only 7 health left.
Advance in the opposite direction.
Try to maybe rendezvous with Boise State. Sky, that's not going to work out, however, as Jay is putting a whole lot of pressure and takes out Oldham. J-Bag follows soon afterwards, and U of O goes up 4-2. We haven't seen too many leads above 1, so this is the, it's not much to say when you're only leading by 2, but this is the biggest margin we've seen so far for this game.
It tends to go back and forth, back and forth. I did not keep my standard track of, like, every single round like I normally do this time. So I'll start at the second half to see how things shake out.
This has to be the round that Boise State takes it, because they can just barely afford their rifles again. Should Oregon win this, they'll have 3 rounds in a row.
They're looking a little broke. Ooh!
Okay, Damio just wants to get down to business. He's not going to waste any time. Congus moves in with the blast packs, trying to find someone to take out with the showstopper. Not going to find anyone, so just has to rip it.
Spike planted. You want to find it?
Astral is going to be placed up. Hold him. One shot onto Grok. Oldham picks up his second with the pick on the grab, and ooh, Sky's caught in a tough position, just has to spray and settle. J-Bag, excuse me, caught in a tough position. But ultimately, Skies is going to be able to bail him out, bail the Broncos out, and the Broncos are going to take this and bring it back to within just 1.
It's still way too heckin' early to make a call either way, even in this half. I'm prepared to see 6-6 going into the start of the second half.
I wouldn't fault you there. State is going to just go off of that win and immediately roll it back with more rifles. They're still walking more of a tightrope, though, credits-wise, than Oregon is. Yovo could most likely just take this, run back the rifle purchases for 1 more round, I think. If Boise State wins this one, then we're going to start to see some saves be brought out. Damio hanging back on a site. Just sees a raise go flying through the air.
Ooh, the flick was too late from Daimyo. That's tragic. Yeah, that raise kind of bunny hopped across the screen and didn't take any punishment for it.
Oh, that's a shot against Jay. This guy's going to throw out the satchel and try to get more chip damage on him. Lands the final shot to take him out. It brings it back to 2 apiece.
2v2. Make the pinch play. Wait for the poison orb to go down, and then go in. You guys got this. Just play patient. Don't need to go too quick. Oh, no.
That's going to make your life a lot harder, and Grok lands a triple. Now, University of Oregon goes up 5-3 back to their 2-round lead. Boise State once again having to settle for sheriffs and a few judges.
That goes there.
The judge play worked last time, just playing like a rat, holding the angle, waiting for someone to peek, deleting them, and picking up their gun. I think, truthfully, Broncos are getting a little overzealous right now. They slow it down a little bit more. They understand how much time they have in the time bank, and they play that to their advantage rather than engaging by themselves. I think we'll see a lot more opportunities for them to swing this back in their favor.
He's the only one who's really putting any pressure on toward B, and it's probably just firing just to divert a little bit of tension away from A. Boise State really only has one that they're holding on A. Damio looking through this camera.
Hopefully Trailblazer did not pick anything up because it would declare heaven. Damio's been down here a couple of times by himself, and it's not been the best situation, if I do say so myself.
I know exactly where you
Neural
are.
theft, thanks to Jay. I mean, he's the only one on B, but he still manages to pick off one of the Broncos, immediately letting Oregon know where each of Boise State is. Guys, I don't think this hiding around the corner is going to be quite as an effective strategy once you've been neural theft.
Can't argue with you on that one.
I mean, if the other team still walks into you regarding that, then that's on them. But Oregon isn't going to fall for anything like that. Instead, they pick up a flawless, now go up to a 3-round lead. Speaking of 3 rounds, that's all we have left for this first half. Just get to see this bit of replay. Everything just kind of fell like dominoes for the Broncos, and they were also just kind of
This goes here.
bunched up in a weird position with all this Viper util thrown out, and JG is able to do a nice spray transfer between Boise State. is going to be taken out very quickly by the Broncos. There is a lot of smoke down in mid.
And
You got the
this
Viper's Wall, a Cypher Cage, and an Omen smoke.
moment where Valorant is overstimulating would be right there for me as a player.
Poison orb emitting.
But it all seems to be mostly just a distraction for the common route that Oregon has taken.
Oh, are they changing it up? Are they going B site? Are they going? No, they're not. They're baiting. They're waiting. They're making me think they're going to change things up, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I think the Broncos finally realize they can't just land one on A and expect it to be enough to deter anybody.
They've now moved 2 over to take the sidelines on A. Damio now goes right into the doorway, trying to fire through the smoke. That's going to work out. He picks up a wall bang. Double overall. Oregon now in a rough position. They've dropped the spike. Boise State can just maintain sight on that.
Hiding.
I'll be honest, we swapped POVs from one of the Broncos to one of the Ducks, and I thought one of the Broncos got deleted, so I was very concerned. But it turned out it was Daimyo doing the deleting.
Okay.
I think maybe Astra took a single little
One enemy remaining.
splinter of damage there, but it's all good. Broncos clean up, and we're now 4-6.
I mean, hey, you know, Damio's claim to fame during that round was all that firing through the smoke, so might as well just get as much chip damage as you can here and there.
I really think this was a splinter.
Do you think he managed to get the dink? Just one little, I think, on to JG. He hit him, probably hit him in the leg and took away about 20 health.
Tis but a flesh wound.
NC State now looking to stop the bleeding as far as this first round is concerned. Still has a chance to end this 6 apiece.
Called it earlier. This is ending at 6-6. First round. First half. Let's go.
Oh my goodness, that is just... He was predicting he would be in that angle, fully committed to it, and it ended in a 1v1 trade, but still a trade nonetheless.
Skies did end up picking up one as well, so it did put the Broncos at 1 agent advantage. We have Daimyo pick up the enemy Sky. So Oregon just down to their Viper and their Rays.
They're just going to walk right through that Cypher cage. That's going to give Boise State just going to give their Cypher, at least Daimyo,
Spike
that
planted.
audio cue. And if they didn't know they were on A beforehand, they'll sure know that right now. The spike is down. Conga's just trying to hold the Broncos at bay. Throws out a satchel, now paint shells. This hallway is nothing but damage. Daimyo rains down from above, takes Ulo down to just 1, picks him off. Now the Broncos just 1 away from tying this up.
The only thing that was concerning there was we had 2 forcing back the last player standing to the side of Oregon. And I'm pretty sure Daimyo was made aware, and instead of fully coordinating with the team to make a pinch play, instead it turned into a 1v1 that could have been avoided. Granted, yes, we didn't end up losing Daimyo, but I just think there could have been a smarter choice made that wouldn't have put us in such a risky position.
Even so, Boise State is just barely holding on in terms of score. You see the KDA, Oregon, only one of the Broncos have really broken 10 in their KDA, whereas Oregon has 3 players, so. Kind of those bottom fraggers, those middle and bottom fraggers that are really kind of making up the difference for the Ducks. And we do see 1 pick going to be brought out to start things off. Skies is now down for the Broncos.
That Sky is very low. Never mind, I thought they were. Yeah, 33%. That's relatively low. On the side of the Broncos, not really something we want to be seeing. And
I know
Jag will
exactly
find them. The
where.
bald man is called out, and everyone has to retreat from the side of State. Hide a little bit, but unfortunately, the sneaky peek does not work out in our favor, and we lose Aldum. Now it is just Rihanna who dropped Viper's Pit over on A site to deter the side of the Ducks, and they're going to have to completely
Spike
rotate
planted.
and deal with a 4-man firing squad at the side of Oregon.
It's not like you can even take the noble way out here and just say, I'm saving for the next round. I mean, this is do or die. We're going up against the half, so Boise State can only hope for the best. Just take them out one at a time, but Grok is just waiting to
Please check
put
the angle,
an end
Riri.
to Boise State's
Oh.
dreams with the shorty.
Switching
Man.
sides.
That's just a rough situation. Even if he had checked the angle there, it would have been really hard when you've just got someone with a shotgun and a hair trigger finger around the corner. But now Boise State, everything's going to be reset in terms of weapons. A lot of players are going to be bringing out their ghosts. Who knows? Boise State wins maybe the first 2 rounds. If they're good on their pistol rounds, then they can tie this back up.
Boombot's gonna go out. Remember, Boombot expires really fast now, so I'm not even positive it's gonna manage to clear anything. It kind of does, but doesn't even get a view around the box.
Guys is no longer going to be able to rely on that Boombot. Instead, just has to move himself slowly up these ropes. A few jiggle peeks from Oregon.
You saw him! You
Peeks
saw
and
him!
sees him.
Oh! No!
And that was really nicely played, actually. We see that in a replay. I want to go over that just a little bit more.
It looked like a bait and switch almost.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Hold'em is able to take out Grok, so now there's no longer 2 players on A for that bait and switch. The Broncos are still down 1 and hurting for health as far as Rariana's concerned.
Riri's coming to Sky like Sky. Sky.
Oh my goodness.
Nice head pat from Daimyo. Yep. You can see the runs happening, coming over towards our
Okay,
healer.
but here's the thing: is that the Skies might just catch the Broncos completely off guard.
Turn
They're
around,
so
guys.
focused on
Check your
healing.
flanks. Check your flank. Check your 6, please. I beg of you, please. Oh man.
Uh-oh.
Fan yourself before you're around the corner, before you pop off.
Oh, yep. There. We called it.
Poison's off.
Now that's Boise State is going to be pinched in from both heaven.
Last player standing.
A little bit on the reins. Like, we full committed onto sight instead of trying to take different angles. And I think that was our undoing.
Now this is what I like so much is that you saw it was their Cypher who was doing the jump peeking, and that was really JG, and Grok was just hanging back in there in the doorway. Boise State did not see that Astra at all, so the Cypher, I mean, that was really good communication. I mean, they probably just saw him move back behind that crate, and then they immediately took a 2-on-1 situation. So that's a huge momentum shift over for Oregon. Boise State is going to be purchasing up. They can't full save this round, or else too many rounds are going to go over to Oregon. So the best they can do is just try to force it on the Stainers. Tough task.
Blinded. Scout destroyed.
Ooh, Bounce with a double kill. With a triple with Congas to find the 4th. It's another round over the side of Oregon.
And those Spectres will beat out a Stinger any day of the week. It's a nice try, and there was just a little bit of miscoordination I think we also saw just on the Hawk as well. It didn't kind of round the corner, I think, as well as Oldham was hoping for. So it kind of got caught up in some awkward geometry, didn't get the blind onto the 2 Oregon players. Now we're ready to head into round 15. Oregon has a chance to go up to double digits. No one really holding down the long side on mid. Boise State still smokes off the hallway though, since that is such a common position.
They leave Spike behind as well. Got line of sight on the enemy Sky in mid. Tried to flash them. I don't think we are going to full engage. We're kind of playing back, which is fine. There's the second Hawk. Again, no engage from us. We are playing with Sheriffs into fully automatic weapons, which is a little bit difficult.
That's a really rough situation. Boise State can't full buy on the 3rd round of the half, which is normally when those are brought out, and Instead, it's Oregon with the ARs, takes out Skies. Ariana isn't going to fall for that tripwire. The Grok is still hanging out. Oh, he looked to the left.
Last player standing.
Both players were caught looking off to the side. Grok is going to be a bit faster. Well, it's just going to be fast enough on the flick. Still has the Phantom to really bail him out. And only one is going to be picked up by the Broncos as Oregon moves up to 10.
BSU has the opportunity to full buy this round, I believe. Hopefully we have full buys. Yes. And it looks like the only thing the side of Oregon's going to do is upgrade those shields, which makes sense, and the one that died will upgrade to a better AR.
Oregon, they have the credits to go a full purchase this round, but they're instead going to hold back just a little.
You're still bonusing right now, so truly, there's no need.
Toxins going up.
Boise State all moving through mid pretty fast.
See, now what I'm going to say is, imagine the Broncos had a Sage here. Wallet.
That would take a lot of variables out of the equation, but instead they're going to have to deal with JG moving through these ropes and kind of catching the Broncos, pushing them in from all sides. And oh, Congas off to the side.
No, check the left. It's never a 1v1 until you clear all the angles.
Well, they don't just have to check the left. They're going to have to check their 6 as well, because here comes JG. The Seeker is going to tip Oldham off to his position. Oldham is very low on health, however, and this is very wallbaneable here. He just checks the end. Oh my goodness, he isn't even able to land one shot. Oldham's too fast on the trigger.
Oldham's just better with the crosshair placement in those gunfights. See, no one's saying anything, so I'm right.
Now 1-on-3, J-Bag peek around the corner.
Just tap it, J-Bag. You got this. Come on. They're super low. Come on, they don't even have... Just go, go, go,
oh
go.
My goodness,
Riri.
that was...
Riri, thank you.
That was closer than I would have been wanting to cut it. I was thinking he might just stick it there.
Okay, so... in my experience with playing, I've never played with our team, but, you know, whenever you die to someone, you always kind of tell your team through comms, like, so-and-so has this much health left, because you know how much damage you did. So theoretically, our team should have been aware that heckin' Astra was borderline already dead.
Yep.
Was on life support, and all we had to do was pull the plug.
I suppose Boise State tripped over the cord and trying to, unplug it. They lost one. They still won the round, however. Oh my... Oh, they're right up against that wall, and Congas gets the first pick onto J-Bag. When this Viper wall drops, or he goes past it, Dog's going to go out, and immediately the fire goes out onto Skies. He's taken out. Oregon leads by 1. Damiel, he needs to check this angle. He gets the audio cue. JG, oh, he looks off to the left as JG rounds the corner.
You gotta just... I've said it before. When you think you need to look away, you need to look for 3 seconds longer. You need to let the intrusive thoughts win in that instance and be like, I feel like someone is coming down this angle and I know they're coming, and just hold it. Whenever you doubt yourself and you look away, that's when you get punished.
You gotta let those FNAF instincts, roll in.
Exactly.
You can't put the camera down. Don't put the camera down. Boise State now in a tricky position because they don't have enough to full buy. If Oregon wins another, they're going to be going to 12. So I think Boise is going to see, well, let's try to do the best that we can on this round and at least guarantee that if we go up to match point, we'll be able to get some rifles. But this is still an awkward loadout from Ariana. Unless you can really get 1 or 2 picks with this Phantom, this is going to mess up Boise State's economy very badly.
Oldham's corpse getting pulled in by the grab right there was really strange to see.
Dog's going to head out. try to check around the crate for Oregon.
Skies are gonna just hot shot through the smoke. No, Skies is going to play it patiently, not try to reveal any extra intel. Brock comes in, finds J-Bag. Ribriana follows up, returns the favor, avenging our teammate. Skies back to where we were just earlier.
Not only that, but with the Spectre as well, so this
Ooh.
AR is going to be able to beat him on range
Oh!
unless he can land a headshot with the Sheriff, which he doesn't.
That was so close.
Oh! No
Do it
jiggle
again.
peek for you.
Do it again, Riri. Yes, do it again. Oh, that was close. In my heart, you won that duel.
Boise State is going to have to win 6 rounds in a row if they want to push this toward overtime. And the longest win streak we've had so far is 4 wins in a row for Oregon. So it would have to be the turnaround of the century.
Hey, it's not GG until the game's over. It's not impossible. Broncos can pull this back in their favor.
Now, this is the first time we're seeing an op be brought out.
Oh, McNuggets. Could we have just gone the whole game without pulling out the one-shot weapon?
That would have been nice, but again, it's just like, you know, trying not to see ascent. You know, we can't always have what we want.
Whoa,
How are you able
what?
to even?
Hang
How
on.
does that work?
that-
Wait! I've got.
That was long range
I
with a
am
judge.
throwing my challenge flag down.
Questions?
I have questions.
What?
I need to see the replay.
Enemy remaining.
Skies, how?
Skies,
How
how?
is this possible?
Did you deflate the football? What went on? Because something wasn't entirely kosher
Spike
there.
planted.
Nice
Patriots.
flick. With the op.
Go! Run at him! That's what you get for pulling out an op! That was totally unnecessary, and you know it.
But I still am questioning everything I know about the laws of physics and the universe. How do you even...
How did this work out?
How does that?
This goes
That
here.
the range was ridiculous. At that point, you're throwing like hail at someone.
Wow. That
The math don't
is-
check out, and I didn't even study math. Skies, did you pick up the enemies?
He did. He's got the op now.
And it was free. You know what? In this instance, good on you. Strike fear into them.
Scout destroyed.
Ooh, Trailblazer got a decent chunk of information. Come on, Skies.
Guy's trying to find that one peek he
Come
can
on.
take.
Just one kill with the op is all I need from
Oh,
you.
that's great information from Damio. Bounce walks right by that camera.
I think we just paranoid them as well. Yes, we did. Bounce goes down. Broncos up by 1, and we still have the op. I'm just trying to wait. And we you saw that too, right? Cruz just smiled at Daimyo's camera.
Hey, you know, if you know you're being watched, you know, at least put on a performance, I suppose. Guys, another. Now goes to a double. Could be seeing, oh.
One enemy remaining.
Oh.
Ooh. And we have the plant going down. Guys, please, okay. Use the bait. Use the bait of the op. Yes. Oh, actually, I think Rihanna yeeted the op off the map. Well, Skies yeeted it off, because we did not die with the op.
Well, 2 wins in a row from the Broncos, all off of that insane long-range judge play that I never thought I'd see in my life.
I'll take it. I will question the laws of physics. But you know what? It works. And for the first time in a long time, we are seeing the Ducks forced into a half save.
But U of O is going to try to swap things up a bit. They're all moving through Garage as a unit. In fact, both teams are just going to run headlong into each other. The showstopper around the corner from Congus takes the Broncos down to 2.
Paranoid did allow us to trade and pick up 1, but the issue is that it's a 3v1. Come on, Rihanna. I've seen you clutch these. You can do it again. There's
Okay,
one.
that's-
Oh.
And there's one back. So the Broncos are going to go down in the first game. but this is a best of 3. We still have the opportunity to bring it back. Bring it back on a good old Ascent that we all know very, very well. So I would say, stay with us through the commercial break. You don't know what's going to happen, but since it's Ascent, we all know, besides which team wins, we all know what plays are going to happen, basically.
You know what? I used to really dog on Aldum for having an Odin and wallbanging before he even realized someone was on the opposite side of Fish Market, but I'm excited to see him, because he's gotten more patient with it, and he started to wait for audio cues or to wait for someone to tell him someone's there, or for using the recon dart. So I'm excited. I want to see him multi-kill with the Odin through Fish Market.
Well, we can only hope. We'll take a short break and be back and see if the Broncos can drive this all the way to Game 3 after this.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. Right now you're watching our NECC Valorant match against University of Oregon. This encore match is a best of 3. U of O has won the first stage, split. Now we're going to be moving on to round 2 to see if the Broncos can tie up the series, drive us to a round 3. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I'm joined by Artemis Rain to call all of the action. So now as we head in on our series, it is round 2, which means we go to the traditional round 2 map, Kings Row. I'm sorry, Ascent. There really is no difference, is there?
No, at this point there isn't. And Ascent is, again, it's one of those maps that's kind of like Bind. It's been around for so long. There's a perfected meta, so to speak, of how you run it and how you're supposed to play it. But it really depends on, is your team the retake style of team, or are they the post-up, hold a really forward front angle, get an intro pick, back off, and like kind of play the waiting game. So we'll have to wait and see how Oregon likes to operate. Broncos typically post up pretty far forward and get intro picks off the dome. So if we can consecutively get those, we'll be successful. If Oregon makes an adjustment and doesn't fall for the traps, we're going to have a problem.
There is so much that's just already predetermined on Ascent. I mean, you're going to have to follow Doc's keys to the game down to a T, because it's not like you can bring out too many surprising strategies. So you got to go to your fundamentals. That's know your win condition, focus angles and flank, count cards and call abilities, and of course just click heads. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming is the right games and competition for you. But I mean, you're guaranteed you're gonna see you're gonna see a KJ be brought out on the Sentinel pick. I mean, it's just
definitely
quintessential. You're gonna probably see Sova be brought out because he holds down B always. You're gonna see. You're going to see Jet be brought out, so you can do the op play. So it's like really, you've got your Initiator, your Duelist, and your Sentinel picks all lined up, which means we get to talk about who the controller is going to be. And when your option for the most variety in the game is who's going to be placing your smokes, that's a pretty ironclad meta.
You might end up with an Omen. We often see a KO from our squad get pulled out here as well, but like considering that, so you got a Sova, you get the Omen, you get a KO, you get a KJ, you get a Raze, you get a Jet. That's the whole lineup right there. I'm calling it right there. There's the 5.
You got me very excited there for a second. I thought I was in the money for a second, but no, I only get the Agent Raze. So, all right. Lame puns aside, we're going to be getting into the agent selection, see if this is a complete mirror match.
We called the agents.
Okay.
I'm proud of us for actually, fully calling the agents that our squad was going to roll out with. Fade it's been a minute since I've seen a Fade. I like it, partially because I have a huge crush on Fade, but she's technically a 2D character.
One thing, though, is even, I'm not quite sure about the Raze, however. JG and Conkus, though, are going to make it happen. As soon as I say I'm not sure, they just go through. I mean, if you have the element of surprise, you can just go through Gardens, I suppose.
How did they all wrap to Garden without us? Everything was just too fast. This is a mulligan. It's fine. It's pistol rounds.
I mean, the one thing the Broncos might have going for them is Rariana might be able to catch Oregon off guard, take a one-on-one. Does do that. And, that is not a one-on-one. That is a runaway moment. He should be cognizant of the angle here. Yeah, because Bounce is going to squeeze him in from the other side, so the Broncos only walk away with 1 pick for that round. Gives us, it seemed everyone just kind of came through their own spawn and took the charge up through Gardens, which
the Reese's peanut butter cups just happened.
Seems like the Broncos weren't quite sure there either. We're gonna see one Vandal be brought out. Got an advantage. Is gonna set up in Fish Market. See if that Vandal can be put to good use. Ririana and Damio pushing down this corner, and they get stunned by the Breach Util as well. They just gotta run away, hope they don't get hit for too much. Try to live to fight another day.
Cover going out.
More smoke place. More
Out.
smoke place down.
Full swarm grenades outside tree as well. Congus, Bounce, Skies, Ririana. both sent to the shadow round to the end of this round 2. Can the Broncos hold this down with just 3, just 2? Oh my gosh. I don't want to talk about
Just 3, just 2, just what? Okay, you know what? Let's GG go next.
Not round and a half. It's okay. First 2 rounds, it's fine. It seems as though the trend for our squad is either we do very well in the pistol rounds, the first 2 rounds of every half, any given day, or we just don't, and we just act like they don't exist.
Well, if I'm going to play a counting game, I want to play the one where I'm counting up, not down.
Yeah.
In this situation, Oregon just had, you know, better guns in this instant and was able to just like, I mean, even not the better guns here for Oregon. It wasn't even the ones holding their Vandals that pulled it off. It was their handgun holders. So now Oregon is going to bring out even more firepower. They've got an Odin that they are just ready to unleash on B. Already hear the rat-a-tat-tat.
And that was a big nope for the Broncos. They disengaged outside of Fish Market.
I do think, actually, we also see Ariana got hit in the Tootsies there, too. It took a bit of chip damage from that Odin. That's going to be a no-go on B for now.
Yeah, look at all this util, though, that's set up from the KJ.
That is more than a toe shot. That is straight to the head, and Ariana is going to bite the dust.
Come on, Skies. Oh, bounce found Skies first.
Last player standing.
This has to be a round Boise State brings back. This was their rival round to reclaim it. Okay, Danielle gets one on Brock. They're all going to be charging in through Gardens. Damio is going to try to check his back.
Oh, boy.
But we're going to run into a fundamental time problem here as he doesn't have enough time really to plant. And just waiting in Gardens with this Odin here.
This is just evil.
I don't know if he knows if the swarm grenades have been placed down there, how cognizant he's going to be. Oh, he
They're
runs
gonna
in.
Get popped. They're going to get popped. They have to.
Oh, nope. Oregon,
oh, wait.
KJ's
yeah,
down.
KJ's dead.
But you know what? To make us look better, which is a tough task to do, I fully admit, but, you know, you always want to play as if the KJ's going to pop the swarm grenades. You know, shoot the spike, make sure. Damio! That is insane.
You can't hear it, but I'm clapping.
4-piece clutch to bring it out. What a play. The Broncos are back in it.
That, truly, I'm speechless. I'm shocked that that was pulled off. The patience that Daimyo showed to wait to go onto site, it forced the side of Oregon to think that he'd rotated over towards B site and didn't stay on A, which put him in a 1v1, which is great. And then the 2 follow-ups were just way too late.
We'll see how much Boise State can make the best of this victory. He picked up.
All of them.
He's got an Odin of his own now. Shoes on the other foot.
Oh, please.
Oh, no. That was perfect detonation. Perfect trip of that alarm bot to deflect his attention away. Now Conga's holding down this angle with a judge, no less. Which, you know, I'm not going to question it at this point. We've seen the judge do things a judge should not be able to do. But in this case, it looks like the laws of nature will hold in place. And Boise State will be able to take one out. Got a pretty clear shot onto B. Just teleport to get a bit more intel through mid-market. JG is able to take out Rariana. It's going to bring it back down to a 2v2.
30 seconds left.
Peek it together, peek it together.
Pulling them in.
Nightfall as well from the side of Oregon.
Last player standing.
I hate that ult because it marks you and decays you.
And then defuse for Oregon brings them up to 3-1. Now I have to wonder, you know, both teams also, I mean, when teams get a win, it's not just, you know, obviously you want to win, but it's how much you want to win by. And both these teams, both Boise State and Oregon, when they have been winning, they've been squeaking by with just one player. And that, you know, having to purchase more and more ARs, I mean, even though Oregon won here, you can see they can't get a full purchase because of that. Because these rounds have had such casualties on both sides. Around the corner, one headshot for Ariana.
The breach was very close, now rotating out of mid-market towards tiles. Question is, if the Broncos anticipate it. I think they are. They backed off, they have the angle locked down. Oh, that's spiked. That is spiked. Oh!
Last player standing.
Now there's only one left, Damio. They're gonna have to ask the
With a
world for him
sheriff.
again.
With a sheriff this time. I'm sorry.
Oh, this time the KJ's very much alive to not only trip Swarm Grenade, but just get him in the face. This is what I've been talking about if we actually look at the KDAs for this round. See Boise State, and we've played 5 rounds so far.
I'm blind and can't read.
I know. it's down in the corner the one time I want to point it out. Okay, so we'll just have to see if the statistical trend holds, and maybe I can point it out next round. J-Bag's going to take an initial peek.
Oh, can you get the
nice.
second? Yes, nice, guys. Skies has woken up. They are on Monty's drop door. Skies goes down. Monty Grok. Daimyo did find bounce. Just 2 left standing for the Ducks, and Ririana gets the insta headshot.
2 on the Broncos are blind. This Breach is just trying to find what he can.
Through. It just keeps spraying that doorway so the man can't back off. Spray both.
Oh, he's gonna be hit with the knife.
Wait. Are you actually? No.
I would just save.
Well, I mean, okay, hear me out. There really isn't a need for them to save. But I don't know about actually going forward into what I believe ended up becoming quadruple crossfire. And this is that huge entry we had from Skies picking up 2. Unfortunately, Skies did pass away shortly thereafter, in the game at least. But it worked. Duelists did what duelists do and got the intro picks, which is great.
Okay, here's what I wanted to point out. You look at the D part of the KDA, you see 5-5-6-5. We're 6 rounds in. It means for one of the Broncos players, they've died each and every round, and for the remaining, they've died for the vast majority of the round. So it's a very high casualty match that we're seeing, and that's really going to eat into the eco of Boise State econ.
Oh!
More of a problem. Now it's just 2 left. Down 2. But you know what? Damio has just been the one to turn things around. Broncos are back in it. They find themselves up.
Damio was down to 32 health. Not surprised the bounce was able to one-tap him. Question is, where do we go? Considering KJ's on B site, theoretically I'm going to say we know the KJ is on B site. We go A site. And we are black. So this is the knowledge that everybody has right now, which is nothing.
This is me closing my eyes in fear. You know, just wondering what's going to happen and just hoping things turn out for the best.
This is where Valorant really becomes a jump scare game.
This is true. We've turned horror mode on.
Yes.
Basically. Which we say that half in jest, but half very serious. I mean, my goodness. I mean, you can keep your amnesia stuff. You know, this is truly, you know, what's going to give you nightmares in the end.
Yeah, there's been too many instances where I am holding down an angle and then get tapped from behind, one tapped obviously, or knifed, and I jump out of my office chair. I'm surprised at this point with how much I have literally like bounced out of my seat that I have not broken my office chair, which just goes to show the smart choice I made to not go with the gaming chair, because obviously at this point it had been busted. I had to go with a big person, the big adult chair, and get a real office chair that was going to actually deal with the abuse of me getting scared was going to do to it.
A great testament to the engineering, the ergonomic and structural engineering of whoever made that office chair.
Office chairs are meant to be abused.
Yeah, that is true.
That's
that
all
is
I gotta
very
say.
true. You gotta judge your office chair choices by whether it can withstand the Valorant jump scares. Like that
Yes.
should just be the stress test right now. How many times can someone jump out of their seat
Yeah, and
in the long run?
recently I've hopped into playing more horror games. There's been a lot of Phasmophobia, a lot of Unturned, and just threw in Dead by Daylight in there as well. There's only one jump scare in Dead by Daylight, and it definitely got me.
When it lacks the frequency, it makes up for an impact. All right, so we're back to running this. We're back in the round, actually. So this was the turnaround that we saw from Damien.
I think while we're trying to figure something out, the replay action, Rihanna.
Yeah, that's
we do lose bounce to Daimyo. Well, yeah, we lose Daimyo to bounce. Okay, this is where we were at when
Oh,
everything
okay.
went dark. So looks like Broncos.
Boise State, I like how they're grouped up here.
Hold up.
They kind of have one person at 12, the other at 6, and they're
Good.
just moving slowly.
Good. I like this strategy. Though,
Slowly checking every
this
angle.
raise is making me giggle. Look
30
how far
seconds
away
left.
they are. Okay, there's no one there, but we didn't fully clear hell. Ooh, okay, also gonna drop down lockdown. There's nobody here, but this is gonna buy us some time. I possibly popped a little bit too early to even get us into the zone where it's kind of more, okay, we can start backing off.
And Boise State's going to try to stagger all of their util. Now we're going to throw out the Owl drone. As the race moves in with that showstopper and just takes out Oldham.
Yes!
Rariana's waiting. It's a one-on-one. Rariana's low on health, however.
Just hold it. Just hold it. You've got time. Play time. Wait for the tap.
Oh.
Well, bounce swung wide. There really was no holding it and waiting for the tap. That's fine. Wait, there's not enough time. There's not enough time.
There. Oh, my goodness. I thought just maybe a 1/10 of a second. Okay, 2/10 of a second if we're generous with the rounding up. Technically, you're supposed to round up on a 5.
Close enough.
Man, and that's just a moment of, man, do you peek that, or do you not, or do you just try to hang around the corner, wait for the audio cue?
Well, if you think about it, Riri holding that spot forced the enemy KJ to swing wide and go further away from the spike to get a better angle on Rihanna. So it was smart to just stay there and either play for the peek or play for the tap.
One suppressed.
That's quite an angle to hold on your Odin.
You have to start pre-firing so early. There it is.
I mean, he's going to try to make it work. Rariana is going to wait for bounce to swing. And they're both just going to walk away from it. Let's try to run it back. Okay, this is a more sensible situation for the Odin.
We're gonna wallbang and kill this. This KJ. We're gonna do it. This is it. We kill bounce. We kill bounce. We enter with the killing bounce. Yes. Okay. Now check the right and see wrong. I'm gonna say Aldum got that kill. I don't care what the kill feed says. Aldum did it. He forced him into an angle and made sure that his team could confirm it. But yeah, that was all. He set that up.
Spike planted.
Okay, the door is down. Gonna have a heck of a retake.
Oh, they still have it? Oh, okay, that's Aldum.
Oh no, just firing right through.
Rolling Thunder. Oh my gosh, the util dump, the ults, the everything. We have. What? No! Oh my gosh, he came back!
Oh my goodness. Okay, just about every ult was used there. I need to see a replay of this because there were picks and counter picks.
So
Okay, so things start off. So Boise State is just zoned in with this Odin. Pick has gotten against Rariana. The Rolling Thunder hits the Broncos. He TPs out of the way.
and then he instigates ult to get out, but then comes right back.
And he TP'd so far away, though, that if he hadn't teleported back, they would have just been free to defuse the spike.
Should've just teleported out to the other side of the boathouse.
Cover going out.
Go to the mid or something, or go behind Tetris. I don't know. It's like,
This one long wall bang, and it still takes a huge amount of health off the skies.
the Ducks Astra to take a decent chunk too, but Collegiate finds Jay back. Thomas goes down to Riri. Jag finds Riri. Aldum goes and takes care of Jag, so lots of trades. Results in 3-on-3. However, Astra, the one we mentioned at the very beginning, who took a lot of wallbang damage from one of our players, you basically are almost non-existent right now. You are on life support.
The Broncos are kind of split up in this push, too. It looks like they'll slowly kind of just move in toward B. Sky's taking the route through mid-market. Bounce is moving up. That Ojon might spot Bounce. It does and lands the dart. It's going to be a move in. It doesn't, however. Oh, and Bounce just hiding out behind. On point, picks up one with the gun, the other with the grenade.
That sneaky swarm grenade with the alarm bot on the lever to close the door, that's just evil.
You normally have it in your mind that, you know, what you're going to want to shoot at is the spike, you know, to get those swarm grenades, but that is clever foresight in saying, hey, you know, everyone always goes to try to close off that door, so I was going to place a swarm grenade right there. Work like a charm. Boise's going to be forced back onto a whole lot of sheriffs.
Turret out.
It seemed like there was a bit of early breach util thrown out. Caught the Broncos a bit off guard. Breach is hanging out in mid-market right now.
Ooh, on, dropped, instantly destroyed. Oh, wallbang. Daimyo and Ansguys both go down.
Power around the corner. Oh, they're just slowly closing the vice.
Just go slow. That's fine. Just go slow. Pick a front and take it down. That's how you gotta work with these pitch plays. Unfortunately, Congus is gonna take down 3 of the Broncos. Now we're at 7-3. Best we can hope for is 7-5.
Certainly has felt in the last few rounds a lot more like Oregon should be a lot farther ahead. Now we get to see this pinch play again. Like the Venus flytrap. Yeah, you just gotta, you know, it's like a 7-10 split. You just gotta choose one pin and just go for it.
Truly, and it's a blind pick too. You know you're getting pinched off. You just gotta pick a front and dive headfirst into it because you cannot let that back half close in onto you. Lose skies early. Oregon did end up losing their fade as well.
Neil's gonna try to wall bang to see if anyone's in here.
Oh, that showstopper.
Takes out Rariana. Okay, they're able to get rid of Congus. It's 2v2.
Shadows traveling.
We anticipated a push through market, but the issues we got with CT, one coming through fish market. Well, with the Astra Star dropped and instigated over at fish market, pretty sure Broncos know that Gronk is coming that way.
Oh.
Nice.
Bit of shakiness, but the Broncos managed to
Last
get the
round in
victory.
the half.
Have just enough, I think, to... Actually, no, that... Rariana's in a bit of a tough spot. Has 3,800. Not enough to get full shields.
I think both teams are a little brokey.
Oregon, well, probably not. No.
They will be if they lose this round, but
But then the half comes, and then both
Yeah.
teams are equally.
Blocking sight.
Broncos need to win this one.
Blocking sight.
They got this. They can do it. Let's not have a repeat of someone going after. Ooh.
Oh, hot fight.
Oh!
Oh!
Flawless.
Oh no! Oh no! What happened?
Switching
I didn't
sides.
see it. I just heard the Odin fire, and then a whole lot of blue showed up on the feed.
Holy cow! Okay, so we pop the command null, all right, and then we spray fire through Tetris. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3. Oh my McNuggets!
Well, okay, that's going to put Oregon U of O into a 4-round lead. Broncos going to have their turn on defense.
I am scarred.
And that's fair to say. That is a frightening scenario to watch play out. Early push up through on Oregon, taking this sideline through a short. Bounces in. Oh.
Ooh, Skies! Our fellow ghost enjoyer.
Oh, that.
Wait, what?
Oh, no.
That was a knife.
Oh.
That was so mean. I respect it. But that was mean.
Ouch.
Fine, we're in a 3-on-3. Blast pack goes down. There's also the grab pull. So
In conjunction with the paint shelves.
yeah, two of the Boise State players are hurting quite a bit. Need to go to triage right now.
Skies coming through a possible long road, possible flank through Fish Market.
You saw the knee. You saw the ankle. You know where Grok is. Take care of him.
Oh, that's, oh.
Yes.
Gets
Thank
the
you.
headshot.
Said it before. You
Last
can't show your
player
ankles in this
standing.
game.
Oregon now goes up 9-4, however. So that would most likely mean I would probably predict that that the Ducks are going to be able to get to 10 at least. And really, when you're able to set yourself up with that big of a lead, then you can basically trade 1 for 1 for the rest of the game and still win.
Turn out.
It's time to get a little funky with it. If you are the Broncos, I believe. Change it up. Get creative.
Or at least land these headshots with these Sheriffs and Classics. You have no room for error. Just walk away from that one.
I mean, you've got a Sheriff going into an AR through smoke. I don't blame Dimey over backing up. We end up with a trade, which is fine, but earlier we ended up losing one of the Broncos too soon without a trade. Raze is on a sliver of hell, so theoretically, as I'm saying that, we lose J back.
And especially in these pistol rounds, that KJ, the turret, can just feel so oppressive. Laced up in one of these long sightline locations like mid, and it's just horrible to try to take that thing out. With the Classic, they throw the paint shells right to where Skies is! And Skies knows he can't get out of there, so he just watches it unfold. He just... I hope we see a replay of that one. Just because I gotta give prop to Skies there. It's like he accepted his fate.
Sometimes you just know.
Mariana now holding on to an expensive gun, so doesn't want to drop that AR. save. But none of them are going to take the route he's holding down. Maybe this KJ. KJ remembers to check the angle.
Come on. Stay posted. Wait.
No!
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, yes! Good job, Riri.
Sometimes it can be those end frags that make all the difference. Okay, is this the moment where I get to see? I think I might get to see it again here, because I just love how Skies, yeah, he just, he just realizes and just accepts it.
Like, you
Yeah.
move to the right, you get you're going to meet the open end of a gun.
It's
So
just like, I'm in danger. Well, Boise State, they brought out the op.
Ooh, yes, okay.
All the stops. Skies has to make it happen here.
This is a glass cannon op, though. We
Oh.
have no armor on Skies. He's going to peek through the Astra smoke while there's attention being taken. Finds Congas, backs off with the tailwind. Daimyo comes in, though, after realizing one was hiding. Takes them out as well. So now it is just the Fade and the KJ left standing for the side of the Ducks, which is great. We still have our op. I just pray we don't lose the op.
I don't think we have to worry about that one bit. Boise State wins that by a healthy margin. Might be the start of a long road back, but so far tonight, we haven't really seen the op come into play at all, so I think U of O was probably not quite expecting Skies to be that gun-ho with it as well. I mean, he moved right up through the smoke they placed.
I mean, it's pretty standard for a Jet to do that. You have Tailwind as a get-out-of-jail-free card, especially considering the rest of the Broncos were taking attention through Archway and pulling them forward. It just gave the opportunity for Skies to walk through the smoke with no one looking at him, hotshot someone, and disengage. That door really showed him the spot. That door is gone. Nice! Get another.
Oh,
Okay,
he's down to 2.
Oh my gosh.
Got 2.
Oh my gosh, that is horrifying. Guys, please, please, please don't let us lose the op. If you die, just make sure one of the teammates picks it up. We can't not have you with it. Okay, you see where that spray fire is coming from. Come on, Daimyo, just return it. Okay, thank you, J-Bag.
This guy still manages to pick up one with the op, even though he's at 2L.
I don't know. I stopped questioning things.
Well, with these 2 rounds that have just been won for the Broncos, it's gotten Skies past the point where he can just probably just, you know, purchase another op should he lose this one. So he's gotten past that threshold. Now it's a bit of cushion to play with. Once again, he's going to be taking the same sideline he took over mid last time. Smoke immediately placed, forces him back. Oregon moving up through mid-market as a cohesive unit. Yeah, the first pick onto Alden.
Bounce goes
Spike down mid.
Bounce had the spike. Broncos know where spike is at. It did get picked up immediately by Breach and pulled out of fish market, out of mid-market. Skies finds one. Congas finds J-Bag. Congas goes down to Daimyo.
One enemy remaining.
Ooh.
Spike down B.
Rock has to bring this back with an Odin. Yes.
Nah.
Nope.
The amount of time it takes to get the line of fire zeroed in enough with an Odin versus
Yeah,
an
that
op.
is true. That's quite. You're not going to win that reflex battle. Well, this would be the moment if I were to say that Oregon, I don't think it would be too ill-advised for them to maybe take a timeout or a break at this point. Because they've lost 3 rounds in a row. Boise State needs 3 left to tie this up. And they show no signs of slowing down.
We got Skies with an op, that's all I gotta say.
Seems like it's the op diff.
Op, crutch, crutch. It's not really a crutch. If you can use an op, use it. Just because I suck at aiming doesn't mean everyone else in the world does.
Pretty big knife brought out onto the Ducks.
So we're well aware they're forcing A sites quickly.
Boise State is going to be able to get over pretty fast. It's going to spend their nightfall. Goes right through the Broncos, but Skies fears no one.
Holy cow, Nightmares not today. We do lose Alden to the Showstopper, so that's Nightfall and Showstopper, both expelled for the side of the Ducks. Let's see what they plan on doing next. Bounce is going to just lock down the doorway. Here comes Blade Storm. Bounce is by Generator. Riri finds Borg. Kruds goes down. Bounce found Skies. I think our op is still safe.
Probably is,
We can just
especially
pick
as
it up.
Skies is
Yep.
calling it out.
Yep, we picked it up. I mean, it's like, yeah, I got it.
Okay, Broncos have gotten 4 of the 6 wins that they need to tie this up. It really has been a completely different situation since Skies has gotten this off. The thing is, despite all the great shots he's gotten with the op, instead it's been Damio who's been pulling through on this Omen. I think I can see in the small print he has like 18 or 16 or 18, but he's leading by a healthy margin.
One of us has our glasses on, the other one does not. That just looks like a bunch of squiggles to me.
3 suppressed.
Again?
Well, okay, but they just, okay. Oregon's gonna take the same route.
You should run.
They're gonna use their one remaining ultimate. This just gives Boise State room to move on here. Heaven, this one's not well placed. No one from the Broncos is gonna get caught up in that.
Camio's watching, guarding. Ooh, the flick! The second flick! 21 health. We've seen you do it with 2. We Gucci.
He has 10 times the safety net that he did last time. He'll be fine.
That's a scary thought.
One enemy remaining.
See, I told you! I told you! He's good!
Holy cow! Okay. Does he still have 21 health? That's my question.
I think he does, yeah.
Kronk is like, oh
30 seconds
no.
left.
Oh, I thought maybe he'd pick up a collateral.
Well, he didn't, and I'm glad. Because one less Bronco down means less money to spend.
This definitely, I think, has to be the time where Oregon, they need to take a break here. Because I think more than anything, this, especially the use of the lockdown right off the base. See, yep, that's what I called.
Yep, y'all really messed up with that lockdown.
Because, yeah, I think they just kind of got tunnel vision. They took the exact same route. The lockdown wasn't placed in the right scenario. Boise State still had free reign over Heaven.
It would have been a little bit different had they placed the lockdown and used it as a, not so much as a try to force the Broncos to the back of the site. We're going to make believe that that was the intent of the lockdown. Not that it really was. It was probably trying to get them completely off-site. Had they placed it down and then rotated over to the other side, I think that would have been a better play, considering how botched the placement of the lockdown was.
Yeah, sometimes you just get, you know, well, I can't necessarily speak to what's going through Oregon's mind, but I do very much agree with this timeout. It'll give them time to reassess their situation because Boise State now has a 5-round win streak, and that is huge. That is a huge departure from how things have gone so far in most of these games.
We gave Sky an up.
We gave Sky an up. That's true.
My comfort pick is the operator.
Yep, just throw Skies the op and you're good to go.
Exactly.
All right. Broncos versus Ducks. And the Broncos have managed to almost bring this back. Right now, no one's going to get too tenacious. Oregon showing a lot more restraint. Astrowall is going to be brought out, though. Hunter's Fury in response from the Broncos. Skies again with the off.
Sky saw like a hair of that fade, and that was it. That's all he needed.
Damio keeps the elimination train rolling.
Shock dart.
Shock dart thrown out. That choke point. Even more damage to get. Maybe spray through. Going up on health, but it's certainly doable.
Uh-oh. We lost the up. We lost the op. Go pick it up. Skies went in with the shorty. Go pick up the op, please.
I think they got it. Even so, Boise State has enough credits. They could just buy a new one at this point.
Well, yeah, but you know
I
what's
understand
cooler?
you always want to, pick it up.
It's cooler to be like, I bought one op, and I kept it throughout the entirety of the game.
That is true.
Well, at least until overtime, but still.
I mean, my teammates had to pick it up a few times for me, but essentially,
It's the same op.
it is. Skies off of this op has almost taken the top frag position back for himself. Just off of op. Gongus is going to be able to take out J-Bag and McMahon. Damio gets the res.
What?
Spike down mid.
Through the smoke, Alden returned suppressing fire, found one.
Rotation. IU of O back over toward A. Rock moves in for the plant on the standard generator site. Needs to have a good flick against Rihanna, but whiffs on it.
Remaining.
State J-Bag is able to come in as reinforcement. Brock has picked up the op for himself.
Oh no.
Well, maybe you just.
Oh, he was alone with it on site at Gen. I don't think there's much you can do with it. And Daimyo picks it up and starts firing it off as a flex.
At that point, it would have been better if he was in a position. He was far away from any position where he could have done this, granted, but, just take that op and throw it off the edge.
Instead, once again, Skies gets the op back.
Now the Broncos lead by 1, so this has been a 7-round win streak. Whatever was missing from the Broncos has just come alive here.
Jacob, I'm pretty sure you know what was missing.
Yeah, I know. As soon as they gave Skies the op, literally the one round they did it.
It's just like, keep doing it.
And now Skies has enough to buy another op and then some. He's got 7,800 in credits.
We just can't get too big for our britches here. Broncos need to still keep doing what
I like this. The stun on to Skies.
Yeah,
just take him
back.
out.
Don't let him hold the angle that he wants.
Just throw down smoke, stuns, anything. Just he shouldn't be able to play the game for the next few rounds. But oh, that's a nice headshot by Congas.
No.
That could be the opening.
No. Okay, Daimyo, go pick up the op. Yeah, go pick it up. Thank you. Now get the picks. I know Skies is not the only one who can play well with an op, so.
You hear Daimyo taking a shot.
Where are you?
Looks like he missed their reach.
Shadows traveling.
All right. They go charging in as a pretty cohesive unit in the fish market.
Oh, please. What? Ooh. Predicted. Congas predicted that. Oh, that was tragic.
State might be able to still bring it back, though.
Spike planted.
Alden with the three-piece. RKO is very low on health,
remaining.
so Alden, you gotta do this. Where's the KJ? Oh, there she is. Like Alden was thinking the same thing I was.
All right, he gets a quad with the Odin. You love to see it. He's like, I'm 1 point away. Can I please have that?
Please, give me.
Can you?
Nope. Nope.
Standing ahead.
He still get his charge.
Yep, that's fine.
Match point.
Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not as fine as I thought it was.
Guys.
All right, so the Broncos have a good opportunity here to end this before overtime.
Oh, look at all that util that poor Rihanna had dumped on him. But this, I really, like, Congas was just like, nope, instantaneously flicks. That was some discipline with the showstopper. I'm very guilty of, I see a foot and firing. But waited for Daimyo to teleport and then used it.
Oldham right off the bat takes out JG with the Hunter's Fury.
Intro on defense with Hunter's Fury as gates dropped. Interesting.
I guess they just really called out what they thought Oregon was going to do, and it was the right call.
yeah, Oregon's been shut down a wee bit.
Well, I think the Broncos have known that that Oregon, you know, when they've been kind of brought behind in rounds a bit, and they have pressure up against them, they've tended to default for a very quick push through A short.
Good call. Ooh, we see them rotating now. The KJ is... I'm not sure if they're hiding around the boxes or on the ground outside Catwalk at Archway. I think they're on the ground outside Archway at Catwalk. Has kept that entire lane cleared. And I believe the Broncos were unaware of it.
Oh my goodness, Jamio. Double Sapphire Roar. He gets taken out by Grok. Picks up a double for himself.
One enemy remaining.
Now there's just one person from U of O left.
Come
Trying
on,
to get
guys.
the sideline
Come
on him.
guys. Oh no, the wall went up. A wall like this is really irksome to deal with. However, it's just the Astra. If you all go together and you forced her into wine, you know where she's at. Pro stick it, guys. You got this. You're 85 health. You've got 2 bodies in front of you. Just stick it. Come on.
No, they're
Just-
not.
just
Stick
stick it.
Stick it. Okay,
Thank
there we go.
you. Thank you.
Well, okay. What a rally by the
Defenders
Broncos.
win.
I mean, Oregon made it up to double digits. I think it was 10-5. And then the Broncos just win every round from then on out with Skies hopping.
Yeah. Holy cow. That was incredible. But now we go to Fracture.
Now we do, and I don't know how much Sky. Do you think Skies is going to be as good on an off and Fracture? Because that's what has me worried.
No, I don't think the op play works out as heavily on Fracture unless you get very creative.
Well, we're going to have to see how creative the Broncos get. If they will be able to claim victory in this best of 3, you're not going to want to miss the conclusion of this match. We'll be back after these messages.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Idaho Central Credit Union, looking after your daily balance.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket. It's me, your Idaho Central Credit Union app. Rough morning. Is that a mobile deposit? I got this. Beat it, Charlie. We're making money moves here. Cha-ching. And done.
Charlie, come on, outside.
Sorry about the mess. I'd help if I had hands. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We have gone all the way to Game 3 in this matchup. Boise State going up against University of Oregon in this NECC Encore match. Broncos managed to pull off quite a rally to come from behind on Ascent. So now we move on to Fracture to decide it all. I'm Story host Jacob Palmer, joined by Artemis Rain to call all of the action. We just saw a masterclass in opping by Skies to bring it back.
Yeah. The issue now is, as we discussed before the break, can you do it again on Fracture? Because we don't really think it's that doable on Fracture.
That's the problem. And I don't know if there's ever been like more of one singular cause that we could just point to that and say that's what turned it around.
Mm-hmm. I mean, highlight of just Skies.
You could. You just made all top 5 plays are just
all
Skies.
of them. Just all plays.
I mean, I think we probably made a great case on who the player of the game is going to be, not even finishing the match.
I mean, I was looking at Daimyo quite a bit, but bro, I gotta admit, like, holy cow, Skies went off the hinges when he was given an op.
We're going to have to see how things work out. Broncos are going to have to remember the fundamentals. I mean, it's not. Yeah, you know what? It's Skies, you know.
We brought it back.
We brought it back just because of how good Skies was on the op. Doc's keys to the game: focus angles, flank, no rear ring condition, click heads, and don't ego peek the op, especially when Skies is on it. It's all brought to you by Doc's Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Of course, every number, that key to the game, don't ego peek the op, used to have an exclamation point on it for good measure.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think all of the keys, just in reference to Ascent, should have been don't ego peek the op, or like don't ego peek Skies.
Yep.
And that, like, encompasses the entire storyline of how that game went. It was looking real dire, and then Skies was like, chill out, I got this.
But Fracture, not too many long sight lines to set up an op. Instead, Fracture, much more known for running into breaches stuns again and again and again in these narrow hallways.
I'm interested to see what lineups we pull out for the Broncos, just considering it's been so long since we've seen Fracture. Personally, I'm a fan of the Neon Breach, but the last time we saw that, it was not the Broncos that pulled it out. It was the other school that pulled it out, and it was not working in their favor because they played Neon like a Sentinel.
Yeah, Boise State tends to favor the Neon pick, but it's going to be Oregon who's... No, it's Boise State who is... Okay, yeah. So, Boise State tends to want to bring out the Neon on Fracture, whereas Oregon has gone for a slightly more traditional. Both teams now opting for Brim as their controller. Things starting out pretty slow. No one hanging out in tower for the Broncos. I mean, they've got one shot that's going to tip Rarion off. Rarion is looking the other way, so pretty open for Boise State at least to make it to B site. Potential flank from Rariana. Found out by, him and JG are exchanging a lot of gunfire. More than an uncomfortable amount, more than I would expect. JG finally wins that gunfight.
That's the moment in chat where, like, I write, we don't talk, that never happened. Like, when two people just perpetually whiff on each other and then finally someone gets the kill, but it took forever.
I thought you were talking about the Penguins, to be perfectly honest, because the camera cuts to Damio. And always, you just see the Penguin for 1 second, and then we're gone. I'd love to see that again, production. If you can bring that out in the replay, because it's the most perfect camera work I have ever seen. Boise State does win the first round. I know I have my priorities in place here, but let me see the paint. Let me see that cutaway again.
I don't know if Prod was ready for that request.
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem so. Oh, no, here we go.
Wait,
here we go.
wait.
Yeah. So we've seen all this action, all these whiffs. And well, no, this is the
this is the
three.
You
You got my hopes up.
It literally jumped right over it.
Okay, take my word for it. It was there. Boise State now gonna, get the guns they wanted.
Jacob's heart is currently broken.
Well, I sound insane now. I'm like, I promised it was there. I promised it happened. There was a penguin. All right. Meanwhile, Boise State trying to hold Oregon on this B push. Pinching in from both. There's no one hanging out in tower. But all the fire just from center stage is going to be more than enough for the Broncos. Skies also comes through with the flank. And there's a flawless brought out.
I think there's a reason why we haven't seen Fracture in a very long time for the Broncos, and it's because other schools don't want to deal with it.
Fair point. That is a fair point. It could just be kind of a comfort pick for the Broncos. And this was a great, unexpected play from Skies. Picks up a double. None of them even get the chance to look back on it. This guy's now rushing in. It's going to force that KJ to move back.
Run away!
World's loudest zip line. I don't know if that dog really got a good sight on Rariana.
Ooh, Orbital Strike gets committed from Oregon. Jeg finds Skies, plants for sight. Aldem will pick up Kratos. Apologies if I whiff your name. Another penguin spray as Rihanna
But
finds
it wasn't
Brock.
set up as nice. It's
No.
it's the theatrics of the whole thing, and I'm not going to be able to see it.
Through the cage, Jake will find Rihanna. Big Dime, aka Daimyo, finds two. J-Bag found Congus, and that's another round for the Broncos.
I mean, I'm sure the Broncos are appreciating the fact that, on the best opening that they've had so far in this match at the most important time, I'm focusing completely on a spray.
That's what it's all about. All about the cosmetics.
You need to have your priorities in place.
It's cosmetic stuff. This is a fashion show at the end of the day, if you don't understand.
Well, Oregon, now down 3 rounds, is going to be forced on to all Sheriffs.
It's been a while since we've seen Oregon in this type of situation.
For the majority of the Ascent, they were really far ahead, forcing the Broncos on to a lot of eco rounds, and it was just that last-minute win streak that the Broncos had. A lot of fire exchanged, and Oregon comes out better for it. They're going to be able to pick up that Phantom. Free gun. Rariana just has the sight line locked down. Oregon throws out the Seekers.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, that's going to disrupt Boise State a lot. The smoke, both sidelines off. Use that to move in.
Spike planted.
Dog goes out. Gets the hit onto Damio. Yeah, just survived through that.
Trailblazer and Hawk both throw. Now one of our players, Rihanna, playing it through the smoke, gets one. Can Riri pick this last one up? The right click comes in clutch, but 14 health into 2v1. This will be a little bit rough. Might be the first round win for the side of the Ducks. Yeah, Rihanna's just going to get out, save their gun. Smart play.
Pick up that Sheriff and move on.
I'm 14 health, guys. Let me save my gun, please.
Thrifty.
Spike detonates and a thrifty for Oregon. Huge credit swing back over towards them. Broncos should have enough to buy. But either way, huge turnaround.
Oh, this is a nice spot. Yes. this should
Completely
go.
in one round, Oregon's just
goes here.
basically managed to equalize everything. Only difference is two of them have the small shields, but with as many Phantoms out,
goes there.
I mean, it's pretty much almost evenly split between Phantoms and Vandals, so that small shield differential could very well come in handy.
KJ looking to do a pinch play, it seems, with their team, going just underneath, clearing out an angle. We hear some fire exchange, not positive as to where from who.
Go, go, go.
This guy's advances in the opposite direction after getting grog.
Hey, you take your one and you go.
Yes. Because you can see the enemy skies now is posted up, staring down that angle. Attention is a huge resource in any first-person shooter game, especially one that has permadeath. So this guy's just staring down one angle where no one's peeking. Takes away an opportunity for skies to be doing something of value.
We see State pretty evenly split between A and B. I mean, three of the members go out onto A, but there's no one there. So this could be the
30
slight
seconds
opening
left.
that Oregon has. They can push with a solid person advantage. Ariana gets a pick. Gonna reposition the spike in a more visible spot.
Strike comes out from Boise State. State back by Marcus. Guys in heaven off the rope. Greatest thing Rolling Thunder is instigated, but I do not believe this would be for Neon. Fortunately, though, after Rolling Thunder. Oh, I think that. Nope, that was the enemy Rolling Thunder. Okay, yeah. We get the defuse. Everyone goes down for Oregon. Broncos leading by 3.
Spike's dead. You're welcome.
Broncos in the past have mostly had to stage come from behind victories, or at least try to even it up as much as they can. So this is the best start they've gotten up onto. Of course, if I remember correctly, one thing to really keep in mind is that Fracture can be a little bit difficult to defend on.
I'm out of here.
We've seen a lot of situations where Boise State started out on attack and they ran up the score and then they had problems with defense. So the fact that the Broncos are doing this good so far while defending would spell good things for them in the future.
Broncos did really struggle on Ascent, though, on offense, so we'll have to really wait and see what happens after the first round, after the first half. Rolling Thunder is committed. I'm really concerned about our KJ over from the side of Oregon over here.
Yeah, that's I think they're in the tunnel.
Oh, yikers. We had one peek, two
player
peek, then 3
standing.
peek.
It was Oldham who should have been concerned about the K. Ariana just hoping he can get away with one, and that's all he's going to manage to get.
We're now a quarter of the way through. Broncos still leading by 2. It's just this was a tragic situation where once it was identified, and I'm pretty sure our Neon took a double peek there into hallway. I'm pretty sure they knew that they were going up against the firing squad. It should have been called, and instead of peeking one-on-one, we peek together. Or we disengage.
I like to think that's I like to think that's exactly how you say it when you play the game too. Disengage.
No, I'm more like crying
Okay, that's fair.
and begging for help as I'm running away.
Well, Oregon is gonna be running away themselves, but actually this is a really good rotation over toward A.
We have nobody.
There is no one there.
It is a ghost town as far as Broncos go. That's no bueno. This is not what you want to see.
I mean, it just gives more than enough time for Workin to set up.
Konga's cleared through drop as well.
You should run.
Okay.
Oh.
I want to see how this goes between the KO and the Raze. This could be rough.
Oh, the race has turned around. Konga's moving.
Oh, caught with the gun out! Oh,
the
no, no, no,
knife!
put it away, put it away, put it away, J-Bag, thank you.
Oh, no.
Ooh, I don't know where Rihanna had that fire from, but we equalized.
There isn't enough
There's
time
no
for a
time left,
retake.
though. However, I
Player
think
standing.
we might have made it so one of the ducks ends up going down with the spike. Yep. Grok. Grok had to stay too long to defend it.
Okay, so 3 wins in a row for the Ducks. Like that early lead that the Broncos had has almost completely evaporated. Skies, you can tell he's going to be using his ultimate next. He's got the shorty and is going to go all zappy on us in a few seconds. It's still not the Penguin I wanted to see in replay. I'm not going to forget that.
Jeg's gonna drop the Seekers. Cabbages have been unleashed.
Go, go, go!
Off your feet!
Rolling Thunder used by Oregon. It's
Oh!
slot. Nice pick by Skies.
Free gun.
Oh, looking for
You
even
gotta
more
swing it.
against Grok.
Oh!
There's another. Can you get third? Nope.
Yikers. Oh, run away, run away, run away. Oh.
I don't think there is any way getting by that. Oh!
Oh.
How did you even manage to flick over to bounce that fast?
Okay, both teams have now gone to a 3-round win streak.
Look at this. I mean, they're commenting on in the chat, you know, they haven't gone down that fast to a Neon Ultimate, but it was
Yeah.
just like pure headshot.
It's pretty. I have not seen Neons get confirmed kills
That
that
is so
quickly.
much time, though, that it took to just slowly move over toward the cage. I'm so surprised he managed to get that. Sky's back on the op. This is the moment of truth. Do things turn around now? He doesn't have as many places to use it, though.
That's my concern. How do you set Skies up for this?
And he's already,
On the wrong side.
yep.
And it's not like you can come through A main, really, to do anything with an op on a retake for defense.
It's also not like you have nearly as instantaneous a get out of jail free card as you would on the Jet with the tailwind.
So we both have concerns.
I mean, don't get us wrong. We'd love to have our concerns proven false.
Yeah, like completely. I'm here for it. Unfortunately, all of them in ult, that command ult instigated goes down. J-Bag goes down. Daimyo did find Jeg.
Okay, Skies gets one.
Oh no. Oh, that's the up. That's the up. Oh, I'm sorry, Aldum.
They can just stall out in time. Stop reminding me of the replay I didn't see. It's bumming me out.
I'm sorry. It's just now every time I see the penguin spray.
I know, it's just going to... Unfortunately. Skies has been pretty good on the flicks for the op, but it just wasn't to be that time.
Okay, thankfully no one picked it up for the side of...
Which I don't know what you do with an op on attack fracture.
I really don't know. Unfortunately, Broncos are forced onto a pretty hefty save round.
Too late.
Well,
That's painful.
that's a door slammed right in your face. Oh, Jake. Not going to be able to get that dog fast enough. Boise State's stuck on a save round. Oregon is going to leverage that to their fullest potential.
Launching smoke.
Smoke out of the last moment. Daniel throws out a molly. Well, okay, there goes that raised line through the air again. Turns out much the same way that it did on Bind. And be able to get her while she's soaring through the air. And they're going for the credit plant. They're not going to get it. So, silver lining. There isn't really, there was at the beginning a lot of kind of bit of variety between the Phantoms and Vandals, but now almost everyone's going for Vandals. Really flash thrown out. Two actually gonna blind both teams.
I've got your trail.
Seekers by Oregon.
All the cabbages get destroyed.
Sky's moving in slowly. Seemed like Oregon wants to move as a complete unit, but now they're kind of awkwardly trapped in this in the tunnel.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a conga line.
They gotta move back.
I think the KJ for the side of Oregon is one off of ult and it was hoping to get a pick with a bait through tunnel and instigate lockdown from down there because it is a pain to deal with a lockdown that's underneath inside tunnel. But I digress. They're rotating away. They lost one.
It doesn't look like this side A hasn't served them well.
30 seconds left.
Still a very good. Hey, forget what I said.
Down A.
Guys, this swarm grenade might actually pick up. Oh, I thought it might have been close enough.
One enemy remaining. 10 seconds left.
The breach gets picked up anyway. KJ grabs Spike. There's 6 seconds. All we have to do is buy time. Nope. Okay, they're going for the plant. Not in default, but they did get suppressed.
Boycade will move in for the defuse. Now they're just one round off. We could be finishing this 6 apiece. We've been predicting that all night, and it hasn't come true, but this actually might be the time.
Last round before the switch.
That's unfortunate.
The hippity hoppity, get off my property.
I like that. All right, the one last chance for the Broncos. They were off to such a good start. 4-1 to start things off, and then a 5-round win streak by Oregon.
Looks like Skies is going to use their ultimate, picks up 1. Oh, there's 3 there, but the stimmy came out, and Skies goes down. It's a trade, though. It's all right. And it's not like Skies died with an important weapon to give to the other team.
The thing is, that engagement did not involve Oregon's actual spike holder. They've been waiting all this time. Only thrown out to try to keep them at bay for a few seconds.
Smoked off drop, smoked off CT, smoked off window. Wow, I don't know. I think all 3 of those came from the side of Oregon. Oh, Jake, you made a mistake.
Spike planted.
And that is the attacker's lockdown. Broncos can relatively tell where it's at. Tried to get some damage down onto it. Said Aldam's gonna have to just disengage. Everyone's disengaging. It's just 2 left standing. Killjoy ult goes down. Walk in, clear out the angles, get the picks. They drop the post plant molly. That is horrible. They need to go egress onto Grok while someone goes for the defuse now. Yes.
Oh,
wait.
Grok's
Oh,
still getting
we have time. We're good. Yeah, we're good.
Okay, so we are indeed ending it 6 apiece in the first half.
Switching sides.
As for pistol rounds, I mean, Didn't work out too well for the Broncos last round. They did win the earlier one for this round. So it's been back and forth throughout the night on who wins the pistol round. And not too many gun purchases for this round.
Lots of util instead.
Round starts off, early knife from Oldham, doesn't pick up anybody. Oregon is moving pretty fast.
What? Holy cow, they are claiming space.
Yeah, that Oregon tried to maybe hope they catch the Broncos. They're taking the route through tunnel right now. There's so much time given over to Boise State.
You remember, though, on Ascent, first time Broncos were on attack, they took an awkward rotation through Catwalk. It worked very well, but I think Broncos adapted and were aware that this was what was going to happen when they didn't see anything. They didn't see any util, nothing. In the neutral fight here, it's working. The counter strat for the Broncos is coming in strong.
Rock's the only one left for Oregon. He's going to take out J-Bag, but Skies is there to make sure he double peeks it. Now Boise State goes up 1. It's 1 down, 5 to go. Make it 12 match point. Boise State, we see one of them, Oldham, is going to be going for the Phantom. And another with a Vandal. In fact, this is a pretty headstrong push into round 2. If they can bonus with these expensive guns, then...
Typically, sometimes you want to go with the 2 expensive buys.
Ball's going to be thrown up. Oh, he's blinded right on point. Bounce is able to take him out.
The bounce did take a chunk of damage, so that's communicated. For a second, I thought that was one of our players who was just staring down on the defensive team and didn't do anything. But with bounce being that low, it should be communicated that KJ is killable. Very.
J-Bag wallbangs on to bounce. Oh, if Rariana can line up.
Oh, but this is a Spectre and oh wait, it's 2 pistols. Okay, I thought this was a Spectre and a real weapon. Oh no.
And J-Bag is there with the Vandal, which I'm more comfortable with that long range. Oh, Fungus, nice pick onto Vimeo. In fact, again onto Oldham. Well, Boise State is having to spend so much to even still be a factor in this.
30 seconds
Not
left.
the way they wanted this round to turn out.
Last player standing.
This is kind of a repeat of what we saw on first attack on Ascent. Oh, apologies. First attack on Split.
And Oregon is going to pick up a Thrifty. It's mostly been the Thrifties with Oregon that's put them back into the mix. They've managed to steal away a good amount of guns from Boise State. It's going to have to be another save for the Broncos.
This is alright, very quickly. Through drop. Skies flashes himself. Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yikers.
Okay.
What happened in Wine where he was just kind of like, I had set my fate? I think that
Yeah.
happened again. I think he dropped when he didn't mean to drop.
Yeah, probably. I made a mistake.
And then on top of that, to flash himself, he was just like, I'm done for.
Yeah, oh, that's okay. These jump peaks by JG is thinking
GG! GG, one of these is going to get punished. Don't do it again. Oh, never mind.
Okay, you know what? Keep doing what you're doing.
I stand corrected. I'm
Look at the Broncos. They can't even push in right now.
They're just an abundance of util being dropped on their heads. Quite
It's
painful.
so much easier to move in and drop down from the high ground that route than for the defending team to just hop up themselves, do the bit of platforming on the crate to get it. Are you kidding me?
Oh, guys, I'm so sorry that we had to repeat that.
Wow, I am really quite shocked that Oregon managed to charge that effectively up into Dish.
They were not scared.
No, they weren't. Normally they say high ground's the advantage, but no one told that to Oregon. It just charged right in, and speaking of charging right in, I love it!
Oh my gosh! Okay, you know, 2 for 1, I'll take.
It's not the same, though. It's still not the same comedic timing that we saw on round 1. And I'm still bitter about.
Maybe you'll get it in the top 5.
But then I can't comment on it.
Player of the game?
You know what? Hopefully. Hopefully. All right. Broncos are now going to take this back through B long.
Smoke's down.
You move in. Play past the smokes. Get.
Last player standing.
Now got a 4-on-1.
Spike planted.
As does this KJ even contests. Not like they necessarily need to save, but I try to just get away with one exit frag. One and go. He gets, yep. Pretty well disciplined by Boise State.
Good stuff, Broncos.
What even was that? You sound like you had your mouth full. Like you were.
It was my my best kind
Let
of
me
like.
just take a snack break here.
It was my best like Sean Connery attempt voice.
Oh, okay. I definitely see now. Unfortunately, even though the Broncos managed to get a pretty good win, though, I'd say overall their situation is not improved. They still have a ways to go. 4 rounds left to claim.
I have faith.
This guy's gonna have to swing around this corner. Gets spotted by the turret, and this Brim is just waiting, and he already takes damage.
He got shot in the shoulder.
Oh, but this is a really split push by the Broncos, I gotta say.
Defaults are fine. It gets you intel. It can force out util early from people, but this is more of a default than I think I've seen in a long time from teams.
One down.
Oh, there's one.
Walking in backwards, that'll do it.
You are powerless.
Okay, Boise State is going to use the one ultimate they have, the command null. Move in, taking out all of these swarm grenades. And rolling thunder in response. So this is going to be brutal against the Broncos. It's only a 1-for-1 trade.
30 seconds left.
Considered, I'd be happy with that.
The scary part is it.
Oh, run away! Nope.
I was gonna say the scary part is that.
What?
That's the scary part. Congas has consecutively used Showstopper without getting
down,
kills.
B.
Like there has not been an instance I think where it's been
10
instigated
seconds
and Congas is not gonna get it. Yikers.
Although, you know, even though the Ducks won that round, I have to say I would be personally thrilled that just we traded one ultimate for them to burn basically everything.
Yeah. I mean, Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, that was all that they had in their arsenal. Still a very close game. Broncos only trailing by 1. No one's had a definitive win streak in this half. Previous half,
No,
though.
this has been a very messy half.
In the first half, when the Broncos were on defense, though, Ducks did win
This goes here.
5 rounds in a row, but that hasn't happened since. The biggest win streak still goes to the Broncos on Ascent with 9.
It's just gonna run right past that dog.
Just keep going. There's so much util being dumped
Oh my
around,
goodness, I
guys.
cannot see anything right now.
Moments like these make me feel like I need to just go back to camera already. Too much. Too much.
Too much pressure, and I feel like everyone's like,
Late rotation coming out from Skies on the Neon. Let's see how this works out. Clearing out tunnel, going towards Arcade. Congas finds Eldam on point post spike plant, which is great. We have Daimyo posted up looking at boxes. Issue is no one's in tower, so Daimyo could be in a hot situation very quickly. He does find one, J-Bag finds another, Grok did pick up two. It is now just Skies. Ooh, there's one! Oh, man.
and Oregon, they're going to hand over, looks like they'll hand over the old point to JG. Pretty good recovery for Oregon in terms of ults. They almost completely recharged. Boise State also finds themselves in a bit of an awkward position with the Cypher ult. I mean, that has the possibility to be a real key thing that could help them win a few rounds, but they got to find that one corpse they can use it on first.
The ball is going to come out now with the Broncos. Should a corpse be given to him?
Well, they're going to move all as one unit, except this. Okay, I was going to say maybe just as one unit they can pick up one corpse. They can clear this out, but oh my, that is tragic.
Imagine if you could use your own team's corpse, though.
That I need to know where my team is. That would be hilarious if you could actually do that.
Accidentally proc the wrong corpse.
It lets the other team know where you are.
Counterplay. The trolliest counterplay in Valorant. Oh, they're flash. Come on, take your time. Take your time. Yes. Okay, good. Good. We were not going to talk about the fact that took an entire clip.
Spike down A.
I emptied out my entire clip, but I still got it. Okay, Boise State is going to be able to use their neural theft. Been past the cage.
Yes, yes,
That's
okay.
Nice play.
Okay, we know Bounce is walking up towards window. It's been pinged by Rihanna. You get the better crosshair. Yes, that's what we like to see.
All right, Boise State to tie this up, make it 10-10. Because if there's one, there's one time that they're gonna do it, it has to be now because they forced Oregon onto an eco. I mean, beyond the obvious, yes, they have to do it now. But I mean, this, you know.
I was just giggling that we saw a repeat of the sheriff clip.
Oh yeah.
on the blinded Sky.
Oh my goodness, Bounce! What do you have in mind? A Bucky?
Double blast pack in and Bucky the face. I might die in the process, but it'll be worth it. It'll be a trade.
I'll look so cool while doing it, though.
Yes, exactly.
Camera taken out.
The tiny little walk around the corner, sees camera, drops it, and walks back.
Oh, Ariana, saying to reposition.
I mean, your camera's gone. You know someone peeked it. You might as well back off. The idea Cypher might be there to with the turret. Ooh.
Oh, that's gotta.
Bucky Gaming.
That's gotta sting. Yeah, that's a good stun through the wall.
I think.
Spike planted.
Grok didn't take any damage from it, so there was no proc to tell us that he was there, but Daimyo finds Grok anyway. All of them did go down. 3v3, Seekers are online, Rolling Thunder's online. Broncos need to set up for a post-plant situation.
Off your feet!
Rolling Thunder
Ooh.
pushed out. It hits one from Oregon. Seekers in response.
And the Hawk.
Right on.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, Daimyo double. Just, yeah, he doesn't have enough time.
Oh,
how do you even? How do you even?
Oh, okay, Riri, thank you.
Yeah, he's Broncos still walk away with the win, but just barely.
Ooh. No, thank you. We don't get that close again. You let a person walk in with a frenzy and just fire an entire clip in your face. Right here. Right here. Just no.
Okay, so
This is my spot.
it's probably going to be the probably the biggest decider round of them all.
Yes, if the Broncos win this, Ducks are broke. They put all their eggs in one basket and failed. They will be.
Boise State goes up. You know, if they win the next eco round, then off of that, they can go up to 12. Crosshair placement is pretty locked down for Oregon as well. Boise State hasn't really...
Look at all the util from
man.
the KJ.
Just peek out. Just
Hold it.
lined
Hold
up.
it, guys. Don't move.
No,
Don't
no,
move.
no, 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 I told you!
Wait. Ah! Bro,
No, they never listen.
for real. I told you, just chill. Just hold it. Had guys just held it for 2 seconds longer, totally would have gotten the kill.
Okay.
Oh,
that's the
J-Bag
dangerous
was like, oh no.
Walk away from that one.
See, now this is where the KJ ultimate I talked about
Just
earlier.
keep your brim alive at this point. Like, he has the ult. He's already using it.
Yeah, he's using it on top of the KJ lockdown.
I can see that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I panicked there for a second.
I'm just intrigued that they chose to do it from Gen as opposed to doing it underneath in tunnel where it's a lot safer. Granted, yeah, with the brim, with the orbital strike, it would have gone down
One
anyway.
enemy remaining.
Brimstone, but
Boise State looks like they're going to
2v1.
be able to hold this just on time.
2v1, come on, you don't lose this. Good, 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 good.
Oh, they got it. Ah! I was worried. I was worried they wouldn't get away from it.
So there was no time to defuse anyway.
Yep. But they wanted that one pick at the end.
Oh my nuggets.
You know, you look at the KDA, and this is about as even as it can get. In fact, the leading fragger is actually for the Ducks right now, but Boise State, that last round win was probably the most important.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
The Broncos win this though.
Also surprises me, it's been this long since it's taken this long, and we've actually seen the Marshall be brought out for the first time.
I can appreciate a good Marshall player. It's a 900 credit gun. Might as well.
I'm out of
You're broke. Oh, Conga's what you cooking. Oh, I mean it's trade.
Gotta go.
Oh. Not taking it out. Maybe I'm just trying to get away. It's hanging out on the other side of this door. He's gonna move all the way back up the rope.
Last player
And
standing.
could be huge. That's some
Spike
great Guardian
down A.
gameplay. Now Boise State, their spike is they don't have their spike.
30 seconds left.
Just hiding out behind here. The door is getting wall banged.
Or kill some people, but you know, do the best you can to live. Oh, yikes.
Guardian. Yowza.
Guardian Gaming. I know some people that refuse to buy Vandals and refuse to buy Phantoms and just Guardian game. I respect it. I just don't like that it literally forces you to tap fire.
It does.
I can't just run in and scream at the top of my lungs and spray and pray and hope that A bullet lands, because as soon as I drop my finger down on my M1, it only lasts for a short burst and then I have to do it again, so I die.
I think Jay just might start things out. He's going to use the Hawk first.
Blinded.
Gets the blind, so that immediately tells him.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that blind landed.
E-main smoked off. Broncos going to reconsider that push. Might be going into Conga's waiting arms, however. There go the Seekers.
Out of charges.
I think all the cabbages are already gone.
know exactly where
Neuro
Oh,
theft.
just manages to dodge it. That's a great neural theft. Oh, Boise State going right through that smoke grenade.
Oh!
Last player standing.
Yikes.
And now, if I were to predict,
Timeout?
no, no. I can predict things, but I'm not that much of a masochist. No, what I'm saying is, I would think that Oregon, if you can predict where Boise State is, do you just try to end this with the showstopper? Do you just rip that thing?
Jag, what are you doing too? Bro. Oh, they're being sneaky with it too, so they're able to have the Phantom where they want it, so they can swap from the operator to the Phantom while holding around middle of sight on A. But yeah, you could theoretically send everyone to the Shadow Run for the Broncos and end it with a showstopper. But we're
And it
defaulting.
would quite literally be the showstopper in this
Yes.
case. Oh man, JG just holding down that angle. Luckily for the Broncos, they're not pushing that, but Boise State is also moving very slowly through the tunnel, but Oregon is also coalescing around that opening as well. Oh, they decide to move back, and that's a huge kick on Damio.
Alright, Broncos performed well under pressure, but we lose lead 3v on it. We're in a 3v4. Showstopper's online. Command Null is online, but this is it. Broncos need to win this and possibly pop the Command Null, prevent the Showstopper. They did commit Orbital Strike. Oh no, we're down to sub 35 seconds.
They gotta move. Oh, he's not even gonna get the chance to use the Command Null.
Spike down B.
That is gonna do it. 13-11. Oregon walks away with the win. About as close as you could possibly get.
That was a well-thought game.
That was a really fun game to watch. Well, overall, great job to both teams for a very good showing. You would expect that to be the case as we get into the postseason. And now it's the time that we get to discuss. We were already talking so much about Skies who made it happen on the op, but you brought up a good point earlier, talking about Damio, who he had a 1v4 clutch to bring around completely back.
And as much as I appreciate some good old op play from Skies, also I feel like Skies, I've given you player of the game a few times recently, so I'm gonna go Daimyo on this one. I mean, like that 4K clutch, huge.
Yeah, it could be for either. I'm just trying to think if there's anyone else whatsoever. I'm just going through all the names. Rihanna, J-Bag.
Riri had some great moments as well. J-Bag did. I mean, theoretically speaking, and of course, when I start overthinking this is when I always end up getting it wrong, okay? So disregard everything that's about to come out of my mouth. Looking at this from the side of production, Skies was on camera a lot, especially on Ascent, and when we popped the first ultimate on Neon, getting a 2-piece, I'm going to lean into Skies, but know that I'm very wrong.
Okay, I'll go with Damio.
There we go.
To try to spread things out.
Hey,
you got it! Yeah, it
Finally!
would have had to be.
Finally, I got it right.
Well, I mean, he was one of the main reasons why Boise State was able to turn it around on Ascent and drive the match as long as it was to, I mean, it was basically as close as it could have been.
Fastest Neon kills I've ever seen with the Neon Ultimate. Holy cow.
Well, congrats to Skies. He's going to get the ICCU Player of the Game honor. It's brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player can make a team more successful, just like how Idaho helps its members achieve financial success. Skies is your ICCU Player of the Game, and here's some of that great op play that we've been raving about.
He has 10 times the health he did during the last clutch. You'll be fine.
He's fine. He's got such a greater margin for success at this point. Okay, do you have any final thoughts to wrap things up, Artie?
Okay, so I know that every player has good days and bad days, but a lot of the Valorant squad is pretty consistent. I think we really need to heavily play into Skies on the op.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my big takeaway.
Yeah, I can't argue with that too much. It was a great round, great game all around. And that's it for us, but we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great evening and enjoy your top 5 plays. Both teams are equally.
Broncos need to win this one. You got this. They can do it. Let's not have a repeat of someone going after. Ooh.
On by.
Oh!
Oh no!
Oh!
More of a problem. But you know what? Damio has just been the one to turn things around. Peaks by GG is thinking
GG, one of these is going to get punished. Don't do it again. Oh, never mind.
Okay, you know what? Keep doing what you're doing.
I stand corrected.
Look at the Broncos. They can't even push in right now.
There's just an abundance of util being dropped on their heads.
It's so much easier.
Ooh, the flick. The second flick. 21 health. We've seen you do it with 2. We Gucci.
He has 10 times the safety net that he did last time. He'll be fine.
That's a scary thought.
See, I told you. I told you.
They're gonna get popped. They have to.
Oh, nope. Oregon,
Oh, wait.
KJ's
Yeah, KJ's dead.
But you know what? To make us look better, which is a tough task to do, I fully admit, but you know, you always want to play as if the KJ's going to pop the swarm grenades. You know, shoot the spike, make sure. Damio!